Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have 49 to the power of m plus 119 to the power of m is equal to 289 to the power of m. Now for our solution, so we first start with 49 to the power of m plus 119 to the power of m is equal to 289 to the power of m. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides with 49 to the power of m. And now if I have something in the form a plus b over c, this can actually be written as a over c plus b over c. So in this case, 49 to the power of m plus 119 to the power of m over 49 to the power of m, this can be written as 49 to the power of m over 49 to the power of m plus 119 to the power of m over 49 to the power of m. This is still equal to 289 to the power of m over 49 to the power of m. Now, anything divided by itself is 1, so these two will simply cancel out, and I'm going to be left with 1 plus 119 to the power of m over 49 to the power of m is equal to 289 to the power of m over 49 to the power of m. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over b to the power of m, this is actually equal to a over b to the power of m. So I can rewrite 119 to the power of m over 49 to the power of m as 119 over 49 to the power of m. This is equal to, I'm going to do the same thing with 289 to the power of m over 49 to the power of m. So this is equal to 289 over 49 to the power of m. Now, 49 here, this is equal to 7 times 7, right? 119, this is equal to 7 times 17, and 289, this is equal to 17 times 7. So now if I replace these values into our original equation, I get 1 plus 7 times 17 over 7 times 7 to the power of m is equal to 17 times 7 over 7 times 7 to the power of m. Sorry, this is 17 times 17. And sorry, 289 is 17 times 17. So now these two could cancel out, and then I would have 1 plus 17 over 7 to the power of m is equal to, now 17 times 17 is the same thing as 17 squared, and 7 times 7 is the same thing as 7 squared. So I have this to the power of m. Now remember, again, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over b to the power of m, this is equal to a over b to the power of m. So in this case, 17 squared over 7 squared, that's going to equal 17 over 7 squared, and I have this to the power of m. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n, right? And a to the power of m times n, these two are interchangeable, meaning I could rewrite this as a to the power of n times m. And this means that this is equal to a to the power of n to the power of m. So this means that a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of n to the power of m. So in this case, I have 17 over 7 to the power of 2 to the power of m, and I could rewrite that as 17 over 7 to the power of m squared. Now I'm going to let (17/7) to the power of m equal x. So now I have 1 plus x is equal to x squared. So now I can subtract x and subtract 1 on both sides. So now I get x squared minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. And this is now a quadratic equation, which I can use the quadratic formula negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So in this case, a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 1, and c is equal to negative 1. So if I plug these values in, I get negative 1 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 1 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 1. And I'm dividing this by 2 times a, so 2 times 1. Now this is equal to negative 1 is positive 1, plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared is positive 1, minus 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, all over 2 times 1, which is 2. This is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus negative 4 is 1 plus 4, which is 5, over 2. So now this gives me two solutions. I have 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2, and I have 1 minus the square root of 5 over 2. However, this is less than 0, so this will not work. So now, however, we are not done yet, because remember how we set x equal to 17/7 to the power of m. So in this case, x is equal to 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, so this is equal to 17/7 to the power of m. So now if I take log on both sides, I get log 17/7 to the power of m is equal to log 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. So now I can move this to the front. So now I get m times log 17/7 is equal to log 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2. And now if I divide both sides by log 17/7, I get these two cancel out. M is equal to log 1 plus square root of 5 over 2 over log 17/7, which is, if you plug that into a calculator, 0.5423. So my two values of m is m equals 0.523. Sorry, that is our only value of m. So m equals 0.5423.
Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this algebraic problem. So we have the square root of negative 5 times the square root of negative 5. And many people actually get this simple problem wrong. So what many people do is they see square root of negative 5 times the square root of negative 5, and then they simply just multiply negative 5 with negative 5 in the radical. So they go the square root of negative 5 times the square root of negative 5, and negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. So this would be the square root of 25, which is equal to 5. So many people think that 5 is the right answer. However, this is wrong. So the right method is to first rewrite the square root of negative 5 as the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 5. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. So this times the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 5. Now, if you guys know what I is, it's the imaginary number, and it is equal to the square root of -1. So now I'm going to replace all these square root of -1s with I. So now I have I times the square root of 5 times I times the square root of 5. So now we can multiply both i's, so I get I squared times the square root of 5 times 5. Now I squared, well, I is equal to the square root of -1, so I squared would equal -1. And I'm multiplying this with the square root of 5 times 5 is simply just 5. So now I have -1 times 5, which is equal to -5. So -5 is our answer.